Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Old Time Rock and Roll. I'm your host, David Tare, where I've been featuring my personal top 3,000 songs of the rock era from 1954 to 1999. Today I'm up to song number 2832, and that one is Still Water, Love by the Four Tops. This came out in 1970 and it was released on their album entitled Still Waters Run Deep. And I'll get back to this song in a few minutes. First, I want to talk about the Four Tops. Here's a picture of them early on. They've had a very long and successful history. They started in Detroit in 1953, really long time ago, and they're still around today. Not all their original members, but I think a few of them, including their lead singer Levi Stubbs. I'm not sure about that. He might have died a year or two ago, but anyway, they're still around, and they started out as kind of a doo-wop group. 1953, they were known as the Four Ames when they started out, and they got their first recording contract in 1956 with Chess Records, and they recorded for them until 1963. But then they were discovered that year by Barry Gordy Jr., CEO of Motown Records, and he hired them for Motown. And they recorded with Motown ever since, and they've been one of the most successful Motown groups of all time. And I'll just go through their discography. So they had a lot of hits, and I'm just going to go through their top tens. Actually, a couple number 11 songs as well. The first big hit, which didn't quite make the top 10 and made it number 11, that was in 1964. That was called Baby I Need Your Lovin'. That was later remade by Johnny Rivers. I really prefer the Four Tops version quite a bit, by the way. They just had that classic Motown harmony sound. And then in 65, they had their first number one. It was called I Can't Help Myself, Sugar Pie Honey Bunch. And later that year, they had a song called It's the Same Old Song. That went to number five. Kind of funny because it sounded almost just like I Can't Help Myself. As a matter of fact, I think Levi Stubbs said himself, it is the same old song. I like it. I don't know why. They don't sound exactly the same, but it's a catchy song too. And the early songs were all very catchy Motown hits. And then in '66 they had their second number one hit that was called "Reach Out, I'll Be There." That one sounded a little different, I think, a little more soulful to me. And then later that year, they had Standing in the Shadows of Love, another kind of soulful Motown hit. And then in '67, they had a song called Bernadette, which is a really excellent song. And then they kind of changed their sound, I think, in the '70s. Their next hit in 1970 is one I'm featuring today, Stillwater, subtitled Love. And I'm just going to continue going through their discography. This is a kind of a ballad. I mean, in the '70s, they started doing more kind of ballad songs, I guess. In '72, they had a song called Keeper of the Castle. Actually, this one sounded a little more like their old stuff. And then in 1973, I think this was the last top 10. It was called Ain't No Woman Like the One I've Got. And then finally in '81, several years later, they had a hit, went to number 11, just missed the top 10. It was called When She Was My Girl. So that's pretty much all the big hits for the Four Tops. But they were a very successful group. And now I'm just going to talk a little bit more about the song Still Water Love. It was released on this album called Still Waters Run Deep. And the flip side was called Still Water Peace. I've never heard this one. But I just want to say a little bit about Still Water Love. I just looked this up today, actually. I wasn't too crazy about this song when I first heard it. Thought it was one of those kind of sappy love songs, but actually the meaning is very good. I think. I mean, what they're saying here is basically that the best kind of relations, the best kind of loving relationship they can imagine, and I guess maybe the one that some of the members had is what he calls kind of a calm relationship, like still water. Like you don't have to have all this drama in a romantic relationship. You can kind of just take it easy and just love your partner for who they are, and that love can be very, very deep and very, very meaningful. And I think that's a pretty profound message. I mean, I guess that's the kind of relationship I'd like to have. There's been way too much drama in my life. I don't need any more serious drama in my life. If I want that, I'll go watch some drama movies, or read some novels about it. But I'd rather have a more still water life for the rest of my life. And I guess I gotta find that still water partner. But anyway, and then actually, there's one more thing I forgot to mention. Yeah, yeah. Levi Stubbs, the lead singer of the Four Tops, he was the voice for Audrey 2. I don't know how many guys saw this movie, but I thought it was a really good movie. It came out in 1986, I believe. It was called Little Shop of Horrors. It was kind of a comedy musical, but it was actually based on a horror film from 1960 about a man-eating plant. And in the movie, Levi Stubbs, he does the voice for Audrey too, who is a man-eating, also a talking and singing plant. And I think it's pretty funny. I mean, I guess it's a little bit scary. Audrey too does end up eating four people. He almost eats Seymour, the main character, and his girlfriend, but Seymour electrocutes him at the end, and then I guess he has a happy life with his girlfriend in this Better Homes and Gardens magazine dream home with a little tiny version of Audrey 2 lurking in their garden. But anyway, enough of that. That's my profile on Stillwater Love by the Four Tops. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Cleveland, as the Spinal Tap would say. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.